The hashtag brought to you by TUSKER.
Wacha ukweli isemwe, tujuange this is what happened.
We just want to eliminate this woishe thing, the sympathy, atutaki.
Oh snap, kumbe nyinyi mnakuanga.
And you said that nikakumbuka video niliona, I think it was on TikTok. Gen Z wakisema, if you kill one of us, you will have to kill all of us.
We don't have to be an oh snap bunch of people. Like you need to have fun like everyone else.
Yeah, true.
And your right to enjoyment. Unajua watu wa sherehe. Haifai kuwa limited just because you're a person with diverse needs. Yeah. Siezi wafanyia promo bure. You all should look for me. Okay. Day after day, time passed away. And I just can't get you off my mind. Nobody knows I had it inside. I keep on searching, but I can find. I'm where
The hashtag brought to you by TUSKER.
I'll never find.
All right. Hello there. Welcome to this new podcast right here on Science TV. The podcast is called The Hashtag. We are here with my co-host, Caroline Wanjira, who will be introducing herself, telling us who she is. And of course, we also have a guest who we will be introducing later as we proceed with this podcast. Of course, we have so much to talk about. Make sure you are with us till the end. My name is Chris Mwololo. On sign language interpretation is Gideon Minor. This episode is brought to you courtesy of TUSKER. Caro.
Yes, my name is Caroline Wanjira, and I'm the...
Continue, just tell us who you are.
I'm Caroline Wanjira. I'm an athlete. I do wheelchair basketball and wheelchair racing. So I'm your co-host. I'm Mwololo, co-host of the show today. And as he has said, the episode is brought to you by TUSKER. And as we always say, talk a job, jishikie zako mbili, and remember, too much consumption of alcohol is harmful to your health. So
not for sale
for persons
under the
age of 18.
And remember to drink responsibly.
Very true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as we are still on the introduction part, you just told us your name, you are Caro, and you are an athlete.
Yes.
Tell us more about yourself.
About myself, I'm a wheelchair user. I use a wheelchair. I have a disability called spinal bifida. And spinal bifida you are born with. It is not a condition that you'll be cured, but it is a condition that can be managed. So at the end of the day, we say when you're born with that condition, is a condition that you can manage yourself. You live with it, but we always say, si binguni tutapewa mwili mpya. So I think binguni sitakuwa na spinal bifida. Yeah.
Alafu, I think it's so important to make sure that the society understands that disability is not a disease.
Yeah, true.
Wache kushinda wakituambia tuombewe.
That.
What else do you do?
As I have said, I'm also an MPT. That means motivation peer trainer. We give out Motivation Kenya. We give out wheelchairs at an affordable rate. So we always say that don't just give a wheelchair to any person. Give an appropriate wheelchair to a person with disability.
So you mean there are factors to consider before you...
Yes. You cannot give me a wheelchair ya mtoto. You see the way I am. Usinipe wheelchair dogo ama kubwa ambayo nitaingia, like I'm in amtungi. Unaona mtungi venye kiweka maji si inakuanga iko tu ndani.
Yeah.
So when you give me a bigger wheelchair, it means that nitaingia ndani, sitaweza kufanya anything else. Even pushing myself, it is a bit hard. So we always encourage people, give out appropriate wheelchair. Hata kwa wanasiasa wetu, tusipatiane wheelchair just for angalia the disability of a person. They need a wheelchair that is appropriate. Yeah.
Apart from size,
Yes.
is there anything else you consider?
Apart from size, we consider disability. There is cerebral palsy. A person with cerebral palsy need a wheelchair that atakuwa ameketi vizuri, itakuwa anaanguka every time. Pia a wheelchair yenye inamsaidia kuketi. Because sometimes we have disability yenye unapata mtu akiketi kwa wheelchair hawezi keti vizuri, anahitaji maybe a belt up ya kumshikilia. Kama ni mtoto anaenda shule anahitaji wheelchair ambayo iko na meza hapa mbele.
You mean kuna wheelchairs ziko na meza? Do you think do you know watu wengi ufikiria wheelchair zote zinafanana? So I think unafaa utuambie.
Yes, wheelchair zifanani. Yeah. Kuna severe disability, a person who is very severe that mikono haiwork but they need a wheelchair. So we encourage them to get electronic wheelchair. Electronic wheelchair ni ile yenye unafinya, inaenda mbele, inaenda nyuma. That one
ile inatoanga kasauti.
Yes, hiyo titi ni kama ya gari kirudi nyuma. Yes, that one is an electronic wheelchair. We also have the other wheelchair, the commode wheelchair. Yeah. Commode wheelchair ni ile ambayo iko na something like a poti hapa chini, ambayo mtu hawezi jinua akaenda choo. So tunaiita commode kwa sababu iko na a toilet here down. That ni kufunguliwa tu, mtu anaenda msalani vizuri with their privacy, and mtu anachukua hiyo the poti anaenda anamwaga. So that one is called a commode wheelchair. There is another wheelchair, normal wheelchair like yenye Karo ametumia. Yeah. Because posture ya Karo anaweza keti chini na naweza jipush. I can push myself with my two hands and I can be able to balance my kutoka hapa kwa waist kwenda juu. Naweza jibeba yani. So unapatio a normal wheelchair. Yes.
Okay. Now tell us about the athlete part of Karo.
Yes, the athlete part of Karo.
Umesema you play basketball.
Yes, I play wheelchair basketball, not basketball.
Oh, wheelchair basketball.
Wheelchair basketball.
Yeah.
Wheelchair basketball tunatumia wheelchair kucheza. The rules are like the able-bodied rules. The rim tunatumia the same. That height of the rim ni hiyo. So height ya basketball hailetwi chini. Tunaweza kafikia vizuri sana. Because we've been outside the country, we have represented the country. As Kenya wheelchair basketball, saizi tuna train for championships, world championship. We have qualified as a federation, as athlete, as Kenya. We have qualified to go for world championship. Zitakuwa mwezi wa 7, hiyo ndio kitu yenye tuna work on. So we are training hard to go and represent Kenya na tuinue flag juu. We have been into Commonwealth Games, Olympics Games, so we are there and we do things. Like
that's good. At least I think nitakuona kando nieleze how you register as a federation.
Yes,
because
yes.
There's a time we tried it with the blind football, lakini it was not successful.
Okay.
So I think
you're tutaongea kando.
Anyway, I want us now to start the podcast. Enough with the introductions.
Yes.
If I can just introduce myself, I am Chris Mwololo. I'm a trained teacher, a professional journalist. Sometimes I sing, I do voiceovers, and I also play. I am also an athlete. I play the blind football. It's called futsal.
Yeah.
And I also play the goal ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are a teacher on what? Like secondary school, primary?
No, primary.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good. Yeah, that is good to know.
So now, the things that I want us to talk about in this show are the trending issues,
Yes.
especially the ones from last week through the weekend up to now. And
Yes.
I want us to start with the Albert Ojwang issue.
Yeah.
This is an issue that has sparked so many reactions.
Yeah.
Until now, I am aware that the Deputy Inspector General, Eliud Lagat, just resigned.
Wow, okay. Yes, I feel that they should all resign, but hiyo ni maoni yangu. They should all resign because such things happening and tuko na wakubwa huko, you feel like these things are not in the correct manner. Because I feel like Ojwang death was something that tumekuwa tunapoteza vijana wengi sana, the Gen Z, from the time walianza maandamano until right now. Umeona things happening and unapata after every maandamano there's something that ina pop up. So I think kulingana na vile tunaendelea tutakuwa tunaamka kitu tu inakuwa ina happen. And it's very unfortunate that vile the death of Ojwang ilifanyika and of course even after kukesi nini we can't raise him but at least the family need justice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think resigning is an issue? Tuseme leo wameamka wakaresign wote from the cabinet secretary wa internal security hadi au ma inspector general. Do you think itakuwa solution? Because yes, wanaweza letwa wengine and the same trend continues.
Resign it is not a problem, as I have said. Pia resign italeta Ojwang back. But we need to be told what happened. Kenyans need to know the truth of the matter. Because hiyo yenye tuliambiwa alijigonga kwa wall hadi akafa, it's something that hata Kenya unaketi hivi unashangaa what was going on. But the truth of the matter, we need just the truth. Wacha ukweli isemwe, tujuange this is what happened.
But
and people should be justice should be done. Wenye walikuwa in charge, let them face the law. Yes.
But you know kitu inashangaza ni when the Kasipul MP, the late Charles Ong'ondo Were was killed.
Yes.
It didn't take so long kujua the people who were involved and all that.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Albert,
tunazungushwa, tumeambiwa hivi, and then pia kwa the Kasipul MP wakati ambapo alitoka, I saw like walisema wakati ambapo alitoka inaitwa nini parliament, walimfuata, walijua mpaka the steps that he went, where he was, so till the death. And I think hiyo nini ilikashifiwa sana.
Yeah.
Parliament iliketi chini kateta, it made a lot of noise. But what about Ojwang? What is happening? Only Kenyans who are making a lot of noise. And unapata kuwa maybe for the CS and for the MPs wanafia kwa sababu Murkomen ni one of them. So they fear facing him and telling him this is bad. But I feel good because kuna kwa Senate tuliona kuna kadhaa waliamuka na wakasema it's true, that is bad, and they condemn the issues very well. And at least walituonesha wako tuko pamoja at the end of the day, because it is not about mtu mkubwa akifa ama kitu kifanyika kwake ndio tunapiga kelele. Even as mahustlers, wacha pia kelele isikike.
And ukiangalia kwa social media walikuwa wamesema everything will have to stop until the Deputy Inspector General resigns. Ameresign. Do you think succumb to that pressure? Amesikia imekuwa too much ama?
I feel that the pressure was too much, and also I think wajua Gen Z wameamua ku haki yetu kwenda in that way. So I think they are also fearing what the next step. Because unajua vijana yetu hakuna mtu mwenye anajua what is the next step. They just wake up in the morning and something just pop up. So we don't know what is the next step. But I think pia pressure imekuwa mob. Na kuna vile pia wameongea chini ya maji. Wewe fanya hivi, just give in. Because vijana kulingana venye wamesema, you need to just go enda chini, and then sisi tutajua venye tutafanya.
And you said that nikakumbuka video niliona, I think it was on TikTok. Gen Z wakisema if you kill one of us you will have to kill all of us. So do you think pia hiyo
that is the slogan that Tami niliona kwa TikTok wakiwa wanasema if you kill one of us you will have to kill all of us, because we will stand together until we know what is happening. So I think also Kenya tumepata watu ambao wanaweka watu on toes. Yes, you need to be accountable for so many things happening.
Now
other than Ojwang thing trending, tulikuwa na Father's Day.
Before we come to Father's Day, kuna kitu nataka tuongele, and it's about the albinism awareness day. They celebrated it on Friday, yes, 13th of June. And they had some things to discuss. First, it was about the Persons with Disabilities Bill that ilikuwa passed. And then they talked about albinism as a disability.
Yes.
And then they also talked about skin protection. Now, I think you'll have to start by telling us the theme your celebration ilikuwa gani?
The theme was our rights, and the other, the skin. It was skin what? Tuambie. It was first theme was our rights.
Our rights.
Protect our right. Protect our skin.
Preserve our lives.
Preserve our lives. Yes, those were the three key things that they were looking to, and protect our rights. Rights of person with disability in particular, because as a person with albinism, rights zake ni za person with disability. So if according to the constitution ya Kenya, if tunaweza fuata whatever is written to the dot, I think tutakuwa tunakava kila kitu. And that's why walikuwa wanasema let us protect our rights. And waki amplify the voice saying that we need to protect those rights. It means that rights zao zisigandamizwe. Usi step on their rights, because at the end of the day when you step on their rights, it means that rights to education, rights to be seen and be heard, itakuwa you have violated the right. So we need they did a good job. For me, I feel like they did a very good job by celebrating that day, because when they are saying we protect our rights, it means that they are also protecting my right as a person with disability. sio two rights za a person with albinism, pia a person with physical disability, blindness, they are protecting those rights.
And that brings us to the point of talking about albinism as a disability.
Yes.
And I remember before we came for the show, we were talking about those types of albinism.
Yes.
Unajua hatujawahi jua albinism iko na types.
Yeah.
Wewe ukiona a person with albinism unajua huyu ni person with albinism.
Unafikiria tu aende achukue nini, mafuta, sunscreen, ajipake,
avae kofia,
asichomeka na jua. Mwingine hata utamwambia avae specs na maybe hata macho yake jafika mahali kwa kuvaa specs, bado macho yake iko sawa. So sometimes we tunawa group tu nasema huyu ako na albinism, aende avae kofia, aende atafute sunscreen, aende avae specs. And your grouping ndio pia wanajaribu kutoa ujue I have I have this disability and you are supposed to kunichukua hivi na hivi. So tulikuwa tunaangalia types of albinism.
Yes.
Tukaona ni mbili.
Yeah.
Ya kwanza jina mbili. Ocular cutaneous albinism, that is in short form wanaita OCA. OCA, that is ocular cutaneous albinism. And there is this one, the other one ni ocular albinism. So I think ocular cutaneous ndio wanasema unakuwa white in color, and then it affects, wanasema it affects eyes and the skin and the hair.
Unajua when we were in school lakini utoto ni mbaya. We were calling the persons with albinism watu wa white.
And sometimes we even call them wazungu.
But sisi tulikuwa tunawaita watu wa white.
Sisi tulikuwa tunawaita wazungu.
Wana get offended but tukakatazwa. So kumbe watu wa white ni the ocular cutaneous.
Yes.
So how does the hair look like?
The hair
color ikoaje? Yani explain here, because
I think color ina turn white. Color ina turn white, and the eyes pia inakuwa affected that sometimes they go blind, ama vision yao inakuwa low. Yeah,
most of them wanakuanga
low vision. Yes, low vision. But ocular wanasema ina affect only the skin, and some, not all of them, some ina affect the eyes. So hiyo ni yenye hakui white, yes, si white, but akona hiyo melani akona melani kidogo. Yes. Yeah.
Now I think our audience wanaweza elewa sasa.
Yes.
The types at least unaweza differentiate. And I also had that to know these types,
you need to go to the hospital.
Yeah. See a doctor.
To see a doctor. Anatest, anakuelezea your type. Because kuna hiyo mafuta yenye wanapakanga hiyo sunscreen. Hiyo sunscreen inahitajika sana kwa somebody with albinism. So huwa tuna encourage sana when you have a child with albinism, you take care of them. You take care of their skin and make sure that amepata hiyo mafuta. And I think Mwololo walikuwa wanapatia mafuta na the National Council of Persons with Disability. Ulisikia hiyo story?
Yes, and I think kulikuwa na partnership with a certain company.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they still
I'm hoping that it is continuing, that at least tujue bado inaendelea, si ndio? Yeah.
Okay.
So for now tuongelea about Father's Day kidogo tu, because our fathers are there. We have fathers with who are physically challenged, fathers with disability. We need to celebrate them. So, but from us here, we want to celebrate our fathers. And mostly the fathers wenye wametulea, mwenye ame come in and act kama as a father. And we will take it seriously sana. Thank you kwa kutulea. Unajua, as person with disability, mostly wababa huwa wanapotea. Nasema mimi sijai kuwa na mtoto kwa na disability.
Hata hao wana celebratiwa wenye walipotea.
Mwenye alipotea wacha apotee, and I think he's acting as a father to somebody else. So thank you also. Hata kama ulitukata, at least umekuwa father to somebody else. So do the same. Thank you too. And thank you for those who accepted us, ndio. And for those wenye wako na disability kama Mwololo, na yeye ni baba, ni asante kwa baba, and be a good father to your children, ndio. Yeah. So Mwololo, I'll take back to you so that you introduce our guest.
We said we have a guest. Carol,
yes.
Introduce our guest.
Our guest is a lady who is very beautiful, and we have a guest who is ni msupu bana. Hebu kwanza tumkaribishe kwa makofi.
Hey, karibu nishindwe kupumua, you guys. You think I'm so cute? Okay. Oh, yeah, thank you.
Yewe umengara sana.
Yeah, that's what I do best. It's close to a career, so thank you. My name is Jace.
Yes, Jace.
And about me, I am so many things, but the most important thing about me is I am a special needs educator. Majorly on visual impairment, but I have done an interdisciplinary across other disabilities. I am about to start off as a disability and mainstreaming champion for persons with disabilities.
Okay.
And I'm a humorist. I read a lot. I sing. I can sing to save my life, actually. And what else do I do? I am my mother's and father's favorite child. I know. It's a lie. It's a lie. But seriously, because yesterday was Father's Day. Yeah, my dad is very present. Hakunitoka, by the way, regardless. So. Yeah, I am celebrating him. Mr. Wambua, props to you, guy. We're boys. Me and him, we're boys. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. And just a question. What happened? Unajua tunaulizangwa hiyo maswali. Karo, nini ilifanyika ukakalia wheelchair? You know, it's good to know. And it's good people should know. Si ati ulianguka kagongo wa macho, wengine wanasema ni uganga, si hizo zote zinasemwa. Kuna wakati hata I remember from past, mimi mzazi wangu aliambiwa ati yeye hata alienda somewhere else ndio nikapatikana. So what happened?
Mimi ni kama nilirogwa. No, really, no. I'm kidding. Yeah, it's sad. Yeah, maybe kwanza I am from those parts of the country. So I don't know what people think. Kuna wenye walidhani nilirogwa, that's okay. Again, you know, like sisi ni watu wazima, so kitu mtu anataka kufikiria, that's on them. But I wouldn't say anything happened. My blindness is congenital. Basically, I was born blind, and it's what do I say? I didn't actually realize I was blind until I was grown. Like, I think I was in nursery school. Ndio sasa nili realize haya siwezi andika like every other person. So all along, the people I was playing with at home, no one treated me like I was blind. So me, you guys, nyie tu ndo mnajua mimi sioni, so it's alright.
Na unaona na moyo.
No.
Hiyo kitu hatupendi
I don't think
kusikia.
I fancy that.
Yeah.
Or like
I
the way
also
people
don't.
say you have a sixth sense because now that you can see, yes, your senses, the remaining senses will be heightened, but it's not like
hata hiyo
ati
kitu ya
now.
kuambiwa sijui able differently.
Yeah.
Sounds funny.
Never, yeah.
Me, I prefer just tell me I have a disability.
Yeah, and most
Just
of us
say
are
you are a
comfortable with
person with
that.
disability.
Caro is a person with
Yeah.
disability. That is enough. I feel like even at a special child, special need, able differently.
Huwa wanatuchocha sana na-
usipake mafuta.
Yeah,
Just
usipake
call it as
But
it is,
if I'd choose to counter that, special needs is very necessary because like the moment you tell someone you have a special need, like for example you're a wheelchair user, having a wheelchair is a special need because you will, there's so much that will be like you'll have to factor in. For example, when you're getting to a place, like when you, it's a special need in the sense that you're not special, but you have a need that's special, or rather that needs to be catered to for you to exist well as the or as everyone else in the mainstream world.
I like the way Umei put.
Yeah.
I'm not special.
No.
It's just that I have a special need.
that is
And
special.
something that I need, like mtu mwingine akipanda stairs, I'll need a ramp.
Pretty
other
much,
than stairs. Kama kuna basi ambayo nafaa kuingia, mtu mwingine akiingia tu just walking, mimi nitahitaji a lift ile yenye inanichukua pamoja na wheelchair yangu naingia ndani ya gari vizuri sana.
I know the blind are shocked. Yeah, that's what happens.
Yes.
By the way, hata mimi sikuwa najua.
I know.
Sikuwa najua. By the way, me, I thought for a wheelchair user like you, when you are going to use the public transport, so wakati gari imesimama, konda anakuja anakubeba.
Okay, Mwololo, that happens in Kenya, by the way. Kenya, konda anakuja anakubeba, unaingia, and then anafold your wheelchair. Because the transport, public transport, it is not friendly. But nje ya country, because you have traveled with the sports, unapata basi inakuja, inasimama, una hiyo lift inatoa chini, una wheel with your wheelchair, inakuinua vizuri, inakuingisha kwa basi. You will get in kwa basi with your wheelchair, not out of your wheelchair. But in Kenya, because our venye albinism walikuwa nasema, our rights had been violated. You find that because wameona kuwa basi ikikuja iwe disability friendly, itateka a lot of nafasi kubwa. Mali ambapo wangekuwa wanaweka mizigo, wanaweka karo na wheelchair yake. So they tend to hawaleti basi ko friendly.
But let me just ask you.
Like we have very few buses which are disability friendly. We have hii kampuni ya serikali ya Kenya Railways, they have buses that are disability friendly. But you see, wajua hizo ni zao. So publicly hatuna buses zenye ziko disability friendly.
Jess has a question.
Yes, Jess.
So when you're saying the country as at now, they are not offering accessible services for you to navigate.
Yeah.
You know, this should be your right, and it's not even something that you should be pleading or wanting to, beg the government to provide you with such. Because as long as you exist, then that means you have a need that should be catered for, regardless of your ethnicity. Like it's like nothing else withstanding. So when you have a disability, you're part of the state. Like you're a state property as a citizen, right? As a law-abiding citizen, you're part of the. So what are you guys like? Are you really talking about it? Because I mean, personally, I didn't know, and if like such things, I consider myself very aware of things that happen in the
through this podcast. Like hii nafasi yenye tumepatio tunaongea, that is the noise we are supposed to make.
Yeah, that's right.
Through when we have celebration of World Disability days we do make the same noise, and even most of the time ukimake that noise. Kuna wakati NTSA walitengeneza mkutano na public transport, and we were called as some of our organizations. We went there and we told them we need transport that are disability friendly, but in our country kabla kitu ichukuliwe they act on it. It will take a lot of time, and that's why I think we are also been given this chance for us to jiongee, tuseme what has been happening yenye tumekuwa tuna make noise huko. So watu wenye wana watch this podcast saizi, I know they are learning also, and also tukimake noise wataona it's just a noise, watajua ni ukweli tuliambiwa they need disability friendly transport, and we are supposed to provide, because we have been making noise for the longest time, I think I know. Yeah.
And sometimes you don't understand why it takes so long for people to consider this thing.
Yeah.
Because it does not hit home. Let me tell you, today if it occurred that someone is affected, someone in, say, like a CS, someone is, you see, like right now we have Crystal Asige, and she's in the Senate,
yes,
and she's making bills because personally for her she's feeling the impact. Today Crystal won't get out of Parliament and just get home or like hope on a bus like any other like your regular citizen, you know. So because she knows there is what she's faced before, then she's able to amplify it, and it hits home. So my opinion would be like, if you are political, then it's okay for you to fight for these spaces, because it's only in such spaces that your voice will be heard, and while you're taking care of yourself, like catering for your needs, then you will cater for the needs of any other person with disabilities.
Very true.
Yeah, because the way Crystal Asige is going to advocate, she has visually impaired persons more at heart compared to any other disability, because she's facing it. Yeah.
Do you think other disabilities are being misrepresented?
Very much so. And I would tell you, I think I said when we were starting that I am an educator for special needs. So until you interact with these people, there is not anything you know. What you're reading in the books is very different from what really happens. And you don't realize that until you're in a space with someone who has a special need and they need to be taken care of, and you do not even know how to take care of them. So it gets really difficult. And now the misrepresentation, you will see, like I am talking to Mwololo today, and if I am not with a disability, like if I don't have a disability, why am I saying I'm not with a disability? Like if I don't have a disability, I will I'll prefer talking to someone who's with him compared to addressing him directly.
Yeah.
So there is that notion that a person who cannot see, then they cannot hear, and they cannot speak, talk, and they cannot make decisions, which is pretty. I think I might have forgotten to tell everyone like who's watching us that I am visually impaired, like I can't see. And just by looking at me, you won't tell, this girl is blind. You know, like this girl is blind. So it's pretty much misconception that we have in the society that needs to be addressed. And the better persons to address the misconception is no one else but us. We can't expect activists like Boni Mwangi, as much as he's doing for human rights, he cannot sensitize the environment or the society about something that he doesn't relate. Yeah. True.
And one day, I had my border guy, and he was taking me to get a bus to come to work, and the conductor just asked him, "Are you going to pay for him?" is going to pay.
I experienced the same in Uber.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I get in an Uber, and the very first thing someone is asking, "Nani
Nani
atamlipia?"
atalipa?
And I'm like, girl, like I have a career, I have my life going on. So what do you mean nani atanilipia? And that again comes to play when I am going places. Barely do I tell the people, or rather the drivers, that I can't see. Because right now, we're in a society where everyone is killing everyone, the government withstanding. I don't think it's quite safe for you to say you have a disability unless it's very necessary. Like unless mtu anakuza aya ni pale, and you'll be like, oh my god, hata sijui, unajua mimi sioni. And they're like, hauoni, sasa unajua aje uko kwa Uber? I'm like,
Yeah, some questions are really...
Yeah, we love the questions,
Yeah,
though.
we love them.
Don't get us wrong. We love the questions, but some of them are quite insensitive. Yeah.
And I think for the physically challenged, for us with disability, which is visible, wenye tunatumia crutches, tunatumia wheelchair, I think hiyo most of the time challenges zinakuanga ni mambo na transport and to get the houses zenye ziko na ramp ni hard. So unapata kuwa and Mwololo we were talking about the affordable houses.
Yes.
Affordable houses walituambia ground floor
ndio zetu.
ni a person with disability.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they did say that.
That's very interesting.
Not very interesting actually, because
No, it's interesting to look at it like
ground floor. Umepatio ground floor, and remember most of our environment, ground floor inakuanga haina network. Baridi.
Nyi mtalayas na watu
Mwenye
wa
ako huko
Kitui,
juu,
wa
uchafu
biggest
yote
problem.
anarusha
Fly hadi
chini.
fifth floor. I don't know what you guys are gonna do, but
So,
it's quite sad.
But tuliambiwa tunapatio ground floor. Reason being, I don't know, because hizo nyumba zinaweza wawekwa lift na tuwe tunapanda mpaka 5th floor na tunakaa. But now because they don't want to put a lift, wanatupatia ground floor. And hata hiyo kupatio ni, I wish kindly talk to us kama uko person with disability na umepata hiyo affordable houses, hata tujue at least one of us amepata.
By the way, unajua hata mimi sijasikia mtu
Mimi ningetaka kujua sana.
Any person with disability mwenye
amepata
hiyo
the affordable houses
house.
Because at the end of the day hizo nyumba tuliambiwa ground floor ni yetu. Hata kama si mzuri sana kupatio ground floor, wacha tupate tujue there is somebody mwenye ana benefit from the affordable houses and their person with disability.
Do you even think these people consider you guys to begin with? Do you even think these people really think
tunaenda na
about
venye
us?
walisema hivyo. So whether they like it or not, ni wao walisema.
We
So
are a
we'll
people
take
that
them
lies.
with
We
their
are a
words.
people that lies, really, and it's quite sad. I'd think I'd want to say, you see the way representation is very minimal, and I'm not saying this because as a government, if you're a government leader, everyone should come to play regardless of who this person is. You should know your species. You should know you're dealing with the deaf, you're dealing with thieves. Unajua like kwa hapo tu na wezi kuna kutatokea tu wezi kwa like your country. You have to find a way to deal with it. Kutakuwa na watu wenye wako homeless. Why does it get so hard when it comes to representation for persons with disabilities? And it's not like we're not there. It's not like we do not exist. Sahi ukitafuta demography persons who have disabilities here in Kenya, utapata we are close to 1 million. All disabilities considered. Utapata we are close to 1 million. We're not just a statistic. And the moment the government realizes that, then we won't have to even think about siwezi enda Villarosa juu hakuna wheelchair. You know, siwezi enda Gemini juu mabouncer huko hawakubali wheelchair. You know, like you need to have fun like everyone else.
Yeah, true.
And your right to enjoyment. Unajua watu wa sherehe haifai kuwa limited just because you're a person with diverse needs. Yeah.
And you asked if we think these people consider us. Na nikakumbuka hata wakiongelea hizi vitu hawatutajangi hata.
Hakuna maneno.
Yeah, until you go ask, alafu wako like, oh snap, kumbe nyinyi mnakuanga. And so that we don't look bad, wacha tupeane excuse, wacha tuseme hawa watu watakuwa represented huko kwa. Sasa hiyo hata ujui kama watu wa wheelchair wanataka kuishi Nairobi. You know, like is affordable housing and no shade to the government. I mean, like everyone deserves to access what their need is, but we don't have to be an snap bunch of people. These things should be built with the persons who are of diverse needs in mind. Tusikwe tu sisi ni by the way. Na you will realize you're a by the way saa yenye umeingia kwa a space that's not inclusive. And that's why like I'm saying I want to start doing content creation around disability mainstreaming and inclusion. I feel like there are organizations in the country that are doing that a lot, but we get misrepresented because the people who are in the organizations are not people with said needs. You understand? Like I will have an APDK and it will be of people who are in the mainstream, people who don't even have needs. Utasikia CEO wa huko hata ana disability. So when we are doing this, and these people are getting funded, these people are getting grants, and I'm not even throwing shade, but I live for a world where the disabled, for lack of a better word, are able to rep themselves. You know, like we are able to be in spaces where we are looking for inclusion ourselves. You see, like the way you guys are having me here today, no one will speak for me better than I would for myself.
True.
So we can't just stay home, especially where in a world where social media is in plenty. We have access to phones, and you can always do a small beginning, and you elevate. And people need this information. People don't have it. People are very poorly misrepresented. People do not even. You will see someone who's telling you, guy, mimi sikuwa najua unafaa kusaidiwa hivi, you know. And it's a warrior situation because you wonder, kwani sasa if this person na nieni na kana yeye hajui hawezi hata kufanya basic orientation. So where are we headed as a people, you know? So there's so much misrepresentation and there's equally a lot of assumptions and stereotypes and all those things.
True.
Yeah.
I also think whatever we are saying is hii story ya woye tuondoleeni, give us opportunity. So we are saying that hiyo story ya kuambia woye wacha atualeteo chakula hapa, nani alikuambia Kenya ninakula? Wacha nijisukume nione chakula yenye inasaviwa. I tell you this and this is what I'm going to take.
Sometimes we go for
sometimes we go for training and I'm like, okay, these people you need to know, help me get there and nikuambie Kenya ninafaa nataka na feel leo I'll eat this and this and this. Usiniweke ati yogurt alafu umemwagilia yogurt kwa boga sijui nini, all those
hizo ni gani?
Na wewe ndio unakulanga hivyo unataka mimi nikule hivyo. So hizo stories za woishe tuondoe, give us opportunity and that is the things that we are talking about. Opportunity
you reminded
to talk
me
about
you reminded me of when we were in the Ajea Awards in South Sea. We went there as science media. And when it came the time for the meals, I expected my colleagues to tell me, "Kaa tukulete food." But instead, nilishikwa mkono, tukaenda, and the colleague that I was with alikuwa ananiambia hapa kuna food fulani nikuweke. Namwambia hapana staki hiyo. Hapa kuna food fulani nikuweke. Hapana staki hiyo. So I think hiyo ni poa.
That's pretty much nice good. And especially like you see when you will realize or rather the society will realize how minimal assistance persons with disability require.
Yeah.
The moment you interact with someone who has a diverse need, you will understand how much of minimal assistance they need. Imagine just getting someone unamtembeza to like 20 to serve, you know. You do not you cannot compare that to oh my god, huyu anaweza kuwa allergic to protein ama huyu anakunywanga you know, huyu nimwekee wine ama nimpigie whiskey ama nimwekee tu zote, you know. It gets so complicated and you can only save yourself that trouble by just getting this 20 to serve. Aya, tumefikia place ya kuku, unataka drumstick ama unataka breast, you know. Akwambia aya hata staki kuku, umemsave. And like this person doesn't even need to like get up, go back, you know, like it's a lot. And persons with disability need help and we cannot hide from that fact. We really need assistance. We need all the help we can get, but while at it, we need very, very minimal to no help at all. Yeah.
You know, some of them are over helpful. Even when you don't need help, ako like,
Mwololo, ume talk about over helping. I remember one day I was in the CBD and nilikuwa naenda ambassador. But now niko pale railways. And I was coming up to ambassador and from nowhere somebody just came and started pushing me. Akiniskuma nikaacha kujiskuma and I sat down. Not even asking me where are you going on? Even hi, they did not even ask. That person pushed me with my wheelchair until nikafika bus station. Not knowing ndiye anaenda bus station. Hata niuliza, remember I was going to ambassador. Mimi wakati ambapo alifika bus station, you know what I told him? Nimekufikisha. I just turned nikamwambia nimekufikisha. Sasa wacha mimi niende. Because it's like mimi ndio nilikuwa namzindikisha. It's good to ask a person. Unaenda wapi? Nikusaidiaje? Because sometimes we don't even need that help. Because like for me when I'm pushing myself, mi wanajiambia bado nafanya tizi. So there is no need of kuja unisaidie kuni push, because sometimes I take it like leo sijaenda zoezi. So when I push myself for a distance, najua nimefanyisha mikono yangu something. That is exercise. So when you are coming to a person with disability, ask them, whether is a visually impaired person, muulize, unono nikusaidiaje, nikufikishe wapi, nikufikishe barabara ama uko sawa. That is the way.
Do you know umenikumbusha one guy. Alituambia there's a time alikuwa tao. Anatembea na white cane yake. And then jamaa wa mkokoteni came akaona sasa huyu siwezi msaidia na bado nasukuma mkokoteni. You know, aliamua kumwekelea kwa hiyo mkokoteni.
That's pretty interesting.
Mpaka mahali alikuwa anaenda.
Na alikuwa na wheelchair user ama?
Hapana.
I have a friend mwenye walimbeba juu akampandisha kwa super metro. You know, like the way ukika na watu waoni, they have stories for days. I feel so urafiki yangu alikuwa ameenda kuabiri basi matatu, like the super metro thingy. So they get there and then wakaulizana, sasa huyu, you know, like the way they finyania macho, like this person is blind, so like wanajaribu kujua huyu sasa, and then like that friend of mine appears to be plus size, you know, like this women like so wanaulizana, hai sasa utamfanyia nini? Mmoja wao like hao watu wenye wanachukuaga pesa wanaitwa nani?
Conductor.
Conductor. Akamwambia sasa, madam, ngoja kidogo. You know what they did? Alienda akachukua mwingine sasa mwenye labda wa route zingine. Akaenda akamchukua and then wakakuja wawili. Mmoja alimshika to the right, mwingine akashika to the left. Wakamuinua juu wakamwekelea kwa basi. And you know, mtu mwenye anakuja kubebwa kama hajui, the anxiety shoots.
Unashtuka,
I'm telling you, unapigwa na anxiety ingine you don't even know. And like some of these people, when you're having special needs, you it comes with so much. You're very self-aware. Your environment, like a little bit of disorientation, takes you back 1,000 steps. So when this person has been lifted and then wakamweka juu ya nini kwa gari ndani, that person, I'm telling you from experience, by the time afike mahali penye ameenda, they won't even have reset. Hawatakuwa hata wamesha familiarize. Oh my God, like it's so hard for you to process. So when people are helping, just ask, unataka tufanyie nini?
Do you know hata saa zingine ukipanda gari, especially hizi bus nini refu, and maybe uko mfupi, so unajaribu kupanda, wanakuinua hata hajakuuliza utaweza kupanda, shikilia hapa,
ama nikuwekee kitu ukanyage ama aje. Those are things that tunataka hiyo notion ya iondoke kabisa. At least we live in a different world and we need those things to be known.
Ina lift the burden. Lift the burden aspect of things. You know the way you hear watu wenye ni walemavu jameni ni mizigo. You know like you will save yourself.
I wish wanaweza angalia the opportunities that huwa tunakuja nazo by the way. Because let me tell you one thing. For example, uweke nyumba ikuwe friendly, ikuwe na ramp. Umetengenezea watu wangapi? Not only me. But mimi wanasema
hawataki clients.
Unaona any person mwenye atakuja aone iko na ramp. Atataka hiyo nyumba because anajua at my age nikizeeka I'll need this ramp. The ramps are not for person with disability. Let people know. Ukifika kuna age ingine unafikanga unafeel hata stairs you cannot even lift your leg kukanyaga hiyo stairs. So ukiweka ramp kwa nyumba, si ati umeniwekea mwenye anatumia wheelchair, umejiwekea pia for the future.
Banks, nimeenda kufungua bank accounts and the things those people wanted, and it's the misinformation with these people that like sasa utakuwa na sign aje mtu akikuja kukuibia, like it's a valid concern but it's not a reason why I am not allowed to open a bank account with these people.
With them.
Mind you, I could be employed. So you mean hamtaki customers ndio? Like you nyinyi hamtaki customers. Mtu anafungua hoteli yake poshi kabisa, like munasikia hidden gem. But the moment a wheelchair user goes there, hata hawezi ingia. So mtu you're not willing to be stripped of your dignity ati ubebwe ndio tu uingie kwa a restaurant, you know.
Na vile unasikia hizi hidden gems uko like natamani kwenda.
These people don't want customers. And it's such a pity. And even in businesses that like private businesses that want to open, like they're opening websites for their organizations. These people, it's sad. I don't need a third party to run something private. I do not need a third party to access your services. Because these things, and the most one that they don't even understand is getting assistance as a person with disability requires money.
True.
We might have money, but we just don't have money to look for assistance for everything. You know, like I don't need to pay someone to help me access your website because you've already decided this website is not made for a specific demography of people. You understand? So yeah, like it should be a wake-up call to Kenyan businesses. If you're losing out on clients, you're very, very losing out.
It's something that I was talking about in a show that I was doing called Tech Today. And I was saying when developers decide to come up with these websites or even the apps, they need to consider, especially the visually impaired, to make sure that they can access those websites.
It's an independent lot of people. Now, like for example, I would talk more on teachers. Teachers who are visually impaired right now. as registered, like registered teachers by the Teacher
TSC.
Service Commission, those people are clocking to 4,000. And I don't know if it's 4,000 or 14,000, but imagine missing out on such a client. You know, like that's a huge customer. Like that's a huge customer. That because your services are inaccessible, then those people, you won't get to serve them.
Yeah.
It's such a pity. Tunaweza kuwa minority, but being a minority, you have a salary, you have a life that revolves around you spending money, spending human resource. You know, like it really requires you spending a lot compared to not having anyone who's spending anything at all.
True.
Yeah.
As much as there are other who don't look so much considerate, we also have some of them who are kind kiasi. For my sake, when I went to open a bank account, acha niseme I was lucky to find a good person mwenye hakuniuliza maswali mengi, and what she didn't know aliniuliza. So
How many banks did you have to go through for you to get to that one kind person who was in a specific bank?
honestly ni mingi.
Exactly, that's my point. I'm not saying that the above mentioned are bad people or like they offer terrible services. I'm just giving an example because it's what the service providers that we know, yeah? So it shouldn't be a hassle. It shouldn't be a hassle to just get a kind conductor, like you guys call them. It shouldn't be a hassle. It shouldn't be very difficult for you to get to Pan-Afric and just experience their services as a regular customer. Bila ku attract attention.
Yeah, true.
Because by the time you're getting there and you're a wheelchair user, all eyes on you, like,
Aki.
hey, huyu ametoka wapi? And then the other incident like, huyu amekuja kubeg. Tumpatie hata glasi ya
Na
juice.
wengine
Akae pale.
Akae pale.
Ukitisha chai inakuja and then they are like atalipa. So even the waiter
By the
unakuta
way.
anakuambia pay first, hata kama nini yao si pay first before the service. Si ulipe kwanza, mtu analipanga and then tunaleta
Tunaanza
chai.
kuleta.
So you feel like kuna mtu mumeingia na yeye amekaa kwa meza fulani, yeye ameenda ameletewa tu chai, hajaitishwa any amount. But because you are on a wheelchair or because you are using a white cane, ameona tu uko na disability, so anaona chai yetu you hawezi afford. So we need him or her to pay first before we even give the service. There is another thing yenye huwa most of the time najiulizanga. Unakuta ukipita a person, mtu akikuona ashajijazia. Yani unaona watu wenye wanakujua more than yourself, more than the way you know yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes huwa ninacheka mtu aki sound like ananijua zaidi yangu. Mtu ameniona na wheelchair anasema, unaona hizo wheelchair ni pesa mingi sana, zinatoka hivi. Ameanza kupiga story, you see, and not knowing pia anakuweka in danger. Mtu anaweza fikiria unatumia wheelchair milioni 2 akukujie jioni.
Yeah, they really
Anahitaji
lead people to so
let us
much.
ask question. Mimi huwa there is a time yenye nilikuwa naona hizo maswali zikuwa funny, zikuwa awkward, but nowadays mimi unaniuliza swali and I will answer you. So hizo maswali zenye huwa tunajiwekea, unataka kuuliza Mwololo na unaona nimuulize ama hapana. Hizo maswali zenye unataka kuuliza just na unajiwekea, wacha kujiwekea. Ask her. Because ukijiwekea you are not going anywhere. Ukikosa kumuuliza you are not going anywhere.
But unajua most of them I think hata niliwaambia hii kitu wanakuanga zile za nitamuuliza akasirike, yani wanaona tutakuwa offended, but kuna nini tu wanafaa kuuliza.
Yeah, ignorance should not be bliss.
Yes,
But at
even
any point,
to our sisters and brothers who have disabilities, tafadhali ukiulizwa swali jibu tu.
Jibu tu.
Just answer, because this person maybe in future atakuja kukusaidia. Na kenye unamwambia pale mbeleni mali penye anaenda. Kama Mwololo for example, mtu akuulize nikusaidiaje, wewe unapenda ukisaidiwa na nini na nini. There is a person who is visually impaired mali pengine hata sifai kushika white cane yako nikikuguide nafaa kufanyia hivi na hivi. So ukifunza mtu kama huyo venye anafaa kukudirect, umesaidia mwingine because amekudirect leo, kesho atadirect mwingine na atamsaidia the right way.
And you know watu wanakuanga innocent, hawajui. By the way unapata maybe mtu anakutana na a person with disability for the first time. By the way.
Yes, let us teach them and inasaidia sana tukuwafunza. Mwololo, kuna hii story yenye huwa inanisumbua sana. Story na relationship.
Okay.
To us person with disability. Is it challenging?
Watu ambao mko kwa mahusiano mnagongewa shida. Baadaye watu wa disability wanagongewa, mama wanagongeana, tuseme kugongeana. Watu wa disability wanagongeana.
I feel that
wanagongeana,
part of life.
Si ati tuko special hivyo.
Si ati tuko special hivyo that.
Lakini tafadhali you guys msitugonge please, like
what's gonna happen?
Mumesema K ni constant regardless.
Ni constant.
Jamili.
Like it happens, it's two way. So si ati ukiwa na disability utagongewa tu kisleki. So
lakini challenge yenye inakuanga when it comes to relationship.
Please speak for the visually impaired. Please speak for the visually
unapatanga this person uyuko sure kama anakupenda ama anakuhurumia. Unajua?
Oh.
This person amekuja kwa life yako na acha tuseme inasumbuanga pia mwenye ako na disability. Na tuseme mimi ni person with disability, I'm dating a person without disability.
Yes.
So itatusumbua wote. Mimi najiuliza amenipenda ama amenihurumia. Amenipenda ama amependa chenye niko nacho. Unajua? And then this other person ako like mtu kwenye atasota.
Ataniacha.
Nitamuacha aje. Alafu unajua juu sasa anakuhurumia, hataki kukuhurt lakini anataka kujitoa. So ni challenge.
Ako hapo because ako hapo because ako hapo because ameona asikuache, because akikuacha utataabika. So ako hapo kusaidia. It's like hata ayuko hapo as a husband or a wife. Ako hapo kama msaidizi. And sometimes unatembea na boyfriend ama girlfriend kwa barabara, mtu unasikia mtu anakuambia huyo ni sister yako. Salimia bro. Does it mean a person with disability afai kwa into relationship? Because mimi ni kuna wakati well I was young, mtu akinisukuma na maybe ni chali yangu, ulikuwa nasikia kwanza wa mama wa soko, huyo brother yake anampenda. Nani alikwambia ni brother yangu? Seriously.
It would be worse ukipewa mimba. Unaona, I'm telling you, it would be so crazy. Tuseme tu sahi umepata bola. Unataka, see, you have a career, like you said, you do a lot with your life. So there comes a time when you like want to get a kid. And then sasa umepatana na mtu wako mmesha decide we're making a baby today. So like you make that baby. And then sasa si ushapata mimba. The moment the public will see you pregnant, they will curse your man. Ni nani huyu ali? Hata waezi mhurumia na ni wa wheelchair. Nyinyi yani wataitana.
I remember kuna WhatsApp group tuko nayo and we were discussing this thing and there is a girl alituambia mimi time nilienda kudeliver huyo nurse aliuliza sasa nani alirape huyu.
I know.
Akapata
Hata mimi I have a friend mwenye alikuwa anaenda clinics like hizo za zinaitwa nini, maternity clinics, yeah. So anaenda, and the very first reaction, and she was really going to a good like ako kwa a very stable relationship, their finances are right. So I think she went to Nairobi Women's or somewhere like easy to, you know, like hospitali kubwa. I don't even know where she went really, but like she went there and they were like, ni nani akona huyu, and that girl akona kapashol, like akona ka site kidogo, so anaweza jitembeza, anaweza jitafutia services. So it's the society does not understand. Usimhurumie juu, msaidie juu yeye ni mtu. Unaona vile unapata gabishti yako amebleki kwa mtaro, and like kuna mwambia Kevo tuende home, you know, like pick them up like that. Oni mtoto wako na starehe zake, mshahara imeingia, anasema amekunywa tu irresponsibly. It doesn't have anything to do with their disability. It has everything to do with their personality.
If mtu akipatana na mtu aoni amebleki, ameanguka kwa mtu, reaction yake vile itakuwa kai amelewa na aoni.
As in a world where we are taking videos, utachoma tu simu,
wallahi
at trend for all the wrong reasons, and you will trend not because you're a human being, but because you're blind. Like it's just like that. And I live for the day when we will get to see these people as like just make mistakes because it's part of you being human, and it has nothing to do with you being impaired in any way, you know.
Okay. So as we are continuing with the show, we need to remind you that tunasema we have fun, but have fun responsibly. Drink responsibly. This show is brought up by courtesy of TUSKER. Tunasema kamata zako mbili, enda nyumbani, and enjoy yourself, but enjoy responsibly.
Because
and
excessive consumption
is
harmful
to your health.
And speaking of excessive consumption of alcohol, you people do not know that we have a disability called alcohol syndrome. So nyinyi mnakata mkiwa na mimba, you guys, like you will give birth to a child who's amebleki kila saa. Like for real like
so atakuwa na disability.
Wewe unajua mtu mwenye, unajua the way a drunk person looks. So imagine having to raise a child who looks like that for the rest of their lives. Unapatanaga na watu wengine wako lively sana, mnadhani ni extroverts. Hao watu wako na alcohol syndrome. But no shade, but watu wakamate responsibly.
Yes, let us drink responsibly so that tufike nyumbani vizuri. We don't want to add people on our list ya disability. Tuko enough. I think tuko wengi enough. So usiingie kwa ligi yetu because you drink excess na ukadrive kwa barabara uanze kugonga watu huko nje. So let us drink responsibly, and kamata zako 2-3 enda nyumbani.
And disability can be acquired.
A weekday, so you don't need to drink mzinga 5. Drink yenye unaweza tembea na ufike nyumbani vizuri. So back to our guest kidogo Mwololo, we need to know our guest, the journey, her journey.
Yes.
Juu tumeongea mingi, tujajua her journey. Alituambia anaweza imba. You know, pia tuko almost kukua na studios. So tungetaka our guest atueleze her journey of life. And pia anaimba
songs zake ama ni covers.
Tupeleke ni anguka nayo ama ni mapanga le. Ako wapi? That is what we need to know from our guest. Nitakurushia ball back to you. Lakini si ile ball ile.
Usinirushie juu hata saona kikuja. But seriously, songs that I sing, acha nianze na swali ya mwisho ndio nikiende nikikumbuka. Songs that I sing, wanaimbia watu wenye wamegongewa. Wewe kama unajua roho yako imevunjika wewe. I sing for you. I am not a produced artist. Actually, I sing for fun. I have not ventured into music as a career, but I would teach music in a classroom. So
Wow.
that's
Okay.
about my musical journey. But kama unajua you host events like karaoke's and you want someone to entertain your guests, man, I can sing to save my life as much as I can sing to make a living. So yeah. What else?
About your journey.
My journey, you guys, I don't think I am the right person to talk about my journey because, like I said, I haven't lived with the fact that I am blind.
Okay.
And no one really made me feel like, oh girl, you cannot see. You cannot see to save anything. So for me, I have been through regular schooling. For my high school, for my primary school, I went through an integrated system. I actually was the only blind person in my class.
Wow.
So, and it was a huge class of like 165 pupils. So, unaona, like mimi integrating with the world hasn't been by choice. It's what I've known. But again, I went to special school for high school. Then hapo, at least it was more an inclusive setup, that like it was an institution made for the blind, but now like we had to bring in a few characters wenye wanaona, at least hata kukichomeka tukue na watu wa kutukimbiza nje, you know. But other than that, hiyo tu ndio the only setup yenye nimekuwa all inclusive, yeah, like persons with disabilities, or rather like with visual impairment, because that's who I am. And then I went to like college. A college ilikuwa sasa integrated. We were the minority. Wenye sasa hatuoni. By the way, I went to the same institution with someone here. Yes. So like tulikuwa more of integrated. They integrated us into the system. And then sasa after that I went to another institution that was training persons, like they were training how to train some people with disabilities. So it was just the public, like the mainstream world being introduced to the world of disability. So again there I was integrated, but it was more of them being integrated into the world of disability, because now that's an all-inclusive setup. So now like in my family, and my parents don't care like that. May I have gangsters for parents. Walitupiga, tulikuwa tunafanya chores. Like we cook, we do everything. So for me, these are things that sijakuwa excluded from doing. And my parents, even church. So like that has really, really helped a lot, like my society. Everyone else in my community, how they don't really behave ni kama sisi hatuoni. And then like even my playmates, like the people I grew up with, they have a better attempt at dealing with persons with disabilities compared to anywhere else I've been. So as for me, my journey has not been very rough, and like I thank God again, I was brought up in a like very
normal family.
I wouldn't call it normal, but I would say like I've had a complete setup of a family.
Okay.
So my parents both have been actively involved, and I do not have a parent who has a disability. Okay. So it's been learning and unlearning as they bring me up, you know. So I have not felt like mimi nimeteswa, and that makes me a little. It makes sense to me when people are weird, or like when people are different. And the first aspect is I do not see huyu amenifanya hivi juu niko na disability. I don't have that mentality. Like utanifanya mbaya, utanibia pesa, and like everyone is being stolen from. So but please don't steal from persons. So tutakulani wewe. Sisi wa disability tutakulani. It's going to be bad.
Unajua nasikiza story yako na naona tuko similar sana juu. Hata mimi vile nimegrow. Nimekuwa nao wenye anaita gangsters, because I remember even my cousins wangenifunza kuendesha baiskeli.
Umeanguka kwa miti. Like there's so much. Kwanza kama umegrow ushago, like hizo vitu zote watu wanafanya.
Ungepata wa grandparents wanawauliza, sasa mnamfundisha naoni ataendesha aje? wewe ndio unajua aoni.
Yeah,
Yani
like the
una feel-
inclusion.
yes,
And
una-
when we are asking for accommodation, we know these things from a practical aspect of
Yes.
things. Tunajua hizi vitu because we've experienced a society that does not discriminate. We've experienced a society that does not really care whether you're blind or not. So when we're here advocating for inclusion and mainstreaming, it's not something that's inachievable, you know. So like it's more of what we're asking for is not too much, and it really can be done. We only need to set it right. We only need to do the proper the proper form of sensitization, and everyone will pick up from there.
Okay. Kuna mtu hapa na request online anasema akimwambia aimbe kidogo. Sasa sijui kama utafanya hivyo, you just sing, asikie voice yako, feel ako amekujua zaidi. So they are requesting that you sing kidogo.
Atume kitu. Namba ya pesa tutawekea hapa kwa screen. Wenye amuoni
M-Pesa
mtasomewa.
namba, wenye amuoni tutaitangaza.
Watasomea.
Tutaiweka kwa screen.
Just do tuimbie kidogo. Tunaomba.
Okay, before I sing Westlife, siwezi wafanyia promo bure. You all should look for me. Okay, day after day, time passed away, and I just can't get you off my mind. Nobody knows I had it inside. I keep on searching, but I can find. I'm rest assured of letting you know I never found so much love before. And once again I'm thinking about taking the easy way out. What if I let you go? I will never know what my love would be holding you close to me. Mkitaka mniite karaoke.
Yes. Lulu, I'm told time is out. As we wrap up, we want to tell people, drink responsibly. That is all what we can say. And we want to also thank our guests sana kwa kuja. I think wenye mmekuwa mnatufollow, mmetuona. Next time kweni na sisi, we will be bringing new guests wenye wa encourage, wa empower, and also educating new people. So stay tuned. Till next time, I want Mwololo to say something as we wrap up. Thank you.
Okay, and as much as we will be bringing the guests to talk in this show, share their stories, tell us about their journeys, we just want to eliminate this woishe thing, the sympathy. Hatutaki hiyo sympathy. Yeah. If unasikia story ya mtu imekuguza, make sure that ume-encourage mwingine na yeye pia ajitokeze. Gone are the days when children with disabilities walikuwa wanafichwa, wanakaa kwa nyumba. Hizi ni zile siku watu wanafaa kujitokeza.
Yeah, true.
So I think that will be all for today on this podcast. Make sure to interact with us on our social media platforms.
Yes.
And of course, this podcast will be live at Science TV every Monday at 10 p.m. So make sure that you tune in to watch.
Thank you so much.
The hashtag brought to you by TUSKER.